Waiting on your live stream. All right. Bob taking the dogs for a walk for the live stream after Saturday's episode. Yes. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Monday night live stream. As you can see, I have Danny here.
Hey, guys.
It's been exactly a month.
Yes, 1 month, 4 weeks since my first debut on the live stream.
Second time on the live stream.
Hoping I can get to some more questions than last week.
Yeah.
Or last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell her not to worry about it, but she doesn't listen.
Worry about what?
There's hundreds of people here. We can
the
never get
questions.
to all the questions.
I know, but
So
when
if
they
you miss
ask
them,
me specifically, I try to get to them.
well, they ask me all the time, and I don't care.
Well, my base is smaller.
Need to hear that technical difficulties music. We might get it. I mean, I don't know if audio's working.
I'm so nervous, like I can almost hardly talk. Like I'm like, please, like everything go correct. We got rid of the boxes this go round. It started up without a hitch to the most part. I'm the reason we're late.
Learning from my mistakes.
Yeah.
Cooking blackfin tuna and listening. That sounds good. But we did get a
Ooh.
super chat before the stream. $2 from Mr. Joel GJZ. Thank you, Joel.
GJZ. Say that 10 times fast.
No.
Thank you.
And he said, welcome to the Seinfeld show or something. I don't know. Something about Seinfeld because my show is about nothing, just like Seinfeld. So we have no topic.
No topic.
We're just going to hang out and
I
talk
asked
about
him ahead
fish.
of time. I was like, is there anything specific we're doing tonight? And he's like, nope. I was like, all right. Well,
Nope.
here we go.
Nope, never. Audio is good. Thank you, Seeple. Everyone's saying hello to Danny.
Hi, guys.
Not one person has said hello to me yet.
I don't want to interrupt, but hi to everyone. It's
Oh,
going
two
fast,
people.
but
Two people have
the
said.
screen's this way this time, so I think I'm set up for more success. Hi, Amanda. I do see that one.
Yep, we've got a few different things going on in the last stream, so hopefully it'll go a little better.
What are the 3 things?
I said a few things.
Oh,
I think. Did I say 3? Well, there's 3 things. We got a new monitor,
new monitor.
new
Okay.
camera.
Didn't we use that one last time, or we just had to switch it out?
Hmm
Oh, you
So
did
we got
fix
the
it.
other camera, the original camera
Nice.
working. Zenjisher said you're his favorite Seinfeld. Yes, exactly. We were talking about this last week about how my show is pretty much not about anything, which is what Seinfeld is. So I said everybody, Bob. Multi-jacker, hello.
Not about anything, a little bit about everything. Either way.
Sure. So I did want to ask you, because I don't know
Thanks.
if we've told this story yet, about how you got into the hobby.
Yeah.
You can tell us, how did you get into the hobby?
Okay, I got into the hobby, I think originally because I had every animal under the sun, and fish you had to add as well. Growing up, I grew up on a farm, and for as many farm animals as we had outside, I had just as many animals inside, and I had a tank with goldfish, fancy goldfish. My first goldfish was a black moor, and we had a beautiful pond, huge pond on our property, and my dad and I had went out and gotten a bunch of koi and stocked it up, and a few of them made it over the years and became big, huge, ginormous koi, and we spent a lot of different occasions out there on that. I have so many different memories on that pond in specific. So later in life, I kind of picked up with the ponds first, and it was actually through kind of, failure of the ponds one winter that I had to kind of migrate them inside and experience more issues, which then made me dive more into getting more knowledge, and then I kind of was hooked, learning more, and especially because I really got into plants. And the fact that you could put the plants in the tank was a mind-blowing concept to me.
Plants in water? What?
Yeah, so I was just sold from there. And I really do just kind of get deeper and deeper into the hobby the more I
Well, you have an entire shed
learn.
now, so.
Yeah, I really dove.
And somebody
deep.
did ask you a question.
What's that?
Where did you get your enclosure for your tiniest fish room?
Oh, the tent?
The grow tent.
I got it actually off of Amazon.
Yep, it is just a grow tent. You can go to
Yep.
Amazon and search. There's a billion different sizes. It's
Yeah.
pretty neat. A lot of people use them for large reptile enclosures.
So many different things. I actually originally purchased it for seed starting for our garden in the winter. We could get them kind of started because we don't get much sun in the spring. And then it quickly became houseplant storage, which I thought I need room for tanks. I thought about moving them out of the house and away from the carpet. And so I thought maybe humidity with the plants, it might work a little bit together. And it quickly was taken from a seed starting tent to a fish tent, like you saw.
I would like to point out as well that feel free to spam your questions if we miss them. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So don't feel bad about asking. Just copy and paste and paste and paste until one of us sees it. And there's no guarantee that we will see it. But
I am trying. I do like the screen on this side, I will say.
I aimed it right towards you.
I just remembered to look at it.
Would Scarlet Baddis and Black Neon Tetras do okay together? Yes, absolutely.
What are your favorite fish that were living during the dinosaur? Like the dinosaur times?
What are your favorite fish living? I don't know. I just lost the chat.
I do not know that one. Hi, Kent's fish.
I'm going to say snakeheads because I know they're really old. But I don't know if they were around during dinosaur time.
Yeah.
You have to ask Ross.
A bit.
Ross would know.
Ross?
Yep.
All right, I'll go with that.
Ross Geller? Come on, Geller!
So we're going to hit all the sitcoms tonight. Okay, all right.
Yo, my high plecos.
I'm
What's
awake
going
now.
on, buddy? Yeah, I have no idea. Hey, Bob, any tips on moving multis without moving them with the shells? I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't even know how you would do that easily. As soon as you do anything in that tank, they're going to go right into their shells. My advice, which is not what you want to hear, is move them with the shells and buy new shells. Or, I mean, I don't know why you're moving them, but you have them permission to spam holy baby cheeses. Cheese and rice. Fish Tank Barn with a $5 super chat says, hi, Bob. Hello, buddy. Nice to see you. Jamie McDonald with a $5 super chat says, hey, Bob, new to the channel. What do you do here? We are a channel about fish and aquariums. And speaking of the doggies, I got to go take care of one right now because he won't stop crying.
Aww.
So you're running the show.
So now's a good time to watch questions. I will be watch questions.
You can read them too. You don't have to watch them.
Why is this so hard to talk on camera?
That's what she said. Let's go.
I
Come
just
on.
like words come out of my brain and they just don't come to my mouth. Okay, I will watch the screen for the questions. He is looking svelte. He's been working out. I'm actually I applaud him for his efforts. He's been going to the gym almost every morning for the last few weeks. Way too early for me.
Okay. I'm back. You like Mickey Mouse platies?
Do I like them? I love the way that platies look, especially those colors. But I haven't had
buddy, calm
platies
down.
personally, so I can't really
There you
say
go.
up close. But I love how active they are at the aquarium stores. Oh,
Oh, there he goes.
we have another special guest.
I got my very first platy, Hawaiian Variatus platies,
Oh yeah, how's that going?
and they're out in the ponds. I saw one,
One.
so I know at least one is still alive.
Okay.
So
That's a
hopefully that
start.
means they're all alive.
I was really hoping that I could move the ponds from the shed out to the garden this last weekend. But what I thought was going to be a sunny weekend and week turned into a cloudy, rainy weekend and week. So
And it's raining all this week too.
yes, and then this weekend isn't going to work out either. So I'm hopeful maybe next week because we're supposed to get 70s, and that would be perfect to move those outside because that's when I can bring the 240.
That she bought last year.
Free storage. I've just been waiting for weather to get the ponds outside, really. But yeah, that can go in, and then the rest, I have 2 more tanks in my house that need to be moved out to the shed, my 55 gallons, and then everything is officially outside. So I'm excited.
Me too. I can finally get rid of my tank. 503 Aquatics with the $3 super chat. Uh-oh.
Fist bump.
Mhm.
I don't know. I see that. It's like delayed. Is that the-
Joel Rosenberg, what's up, buddy? Good luck tomorrow. Says your workout seems to be working, Bob. You look great. Keep up the weight loss. And I just shaved. Somebody
Rainy in
mentioned it.
Washington. Yes.
Yeah, somebody mentioned
So
it that. Hear that, Danny? You're a chick. Beep beep.
Right. Someone asked how we How we know each other.
Because you bought stuff on my store.
That's the short version of it. Yeah.
Yep. Bought something on my store, chose the local pickup option.
I asked first because I was like, now I know who it is. I didn't realize he lived locally, and I was looking for more local resources to pick up different kinds of fish. And so I was shocked at exactly how close we actually lived. So it's worked out pretty good.
Like I could throw a football to her house.
Yeah, I am always late. So it really helps that it's just
Oh man, if you were far away, you wouldn't even be here yet.
yeah, he would be carrying this whole thing.
Okay. So anyways, weight loss, I'm going to tomorrow for VSG. Yes. So good luck, buddy. Good luck. Hope it goes well. Michael Faulkner, $5.43. Those are my favorite when it's just a random number. Or the tip cup. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
It's so wide on the screen, I have to look for the emoji thing over there. Sometimes you don't see the comment, but they put a GIF or emoji, whatever. Either way.
Okay. Started last month with 5 adult
Thank you,
guppies
Zen.
in my tub, and there's at least 200 plus already. Bare Bottoms Aquariums. Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration says, rough week for me. Good to see you. Good to see you too, buddy. I hope the moving from Washington to Texas.
Oh.
So hopefully that's what's been rough is the move, because moving always sucks.
Oh, moving is not fun. I recently have acquired a couple new family members at my house, so it's they've had to move pretty far and a couple hours in one case. But my sister just moved here from Texas, so she could probably go at you with drinks over that subject for sure. She experienced some things she wasn't prepared for sure.
Mary Burr says, hi, Danny. Wait, it keeps moving. Hi, Danny. I've watched the Tiniest Fish Room tour like 20 times. I'm obsessed.
Thank you, Mary.
Do you ever miss it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I am obsessed with it too, and I miss it. I just started actually organizing all the video content that I have just saved to my account and starting to put it in. And I've seen a lot of stuff from the 10 days, as I call it, that I miss it definitely, for sure.
Oh, you almost saw the dog.
Do either of you two med fry? That
I
you
do
have
not.
Bred with the trio?
Nope, I don't actually medicate anything unless I see a reason for it. I'd quarantine, but I don't actively throw in medication, and I wouldn't quarantine fry. I mean, obviously, if I remove them, they're kind of in quarantine anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they're coming from healthy parents, I usually don't worry about it.
Hi, Kelly. Carol, I need plants for my tubs as well. The lilies are coming back, and some of the floaters are coming back inside, but I need some more floaters because I feel like that's where the magic happens with the fry, for sure.
And the roots.
And the roots. Except for it's going to be hard to part with some of the tubs that are on the wall because my monstera its aerial roots have gone down into it and have just taken over in there. So that one's going to be fun to cut out when we need to move it.
Joel says,
Hi, Kelly.
Bob,
Did I say that?
sure. Do you know what's up with API? They're discontinuing lots of meds. Not that I use their meds, but I'm wondering what's up. They're probably just getting expensive. I don't know. API's probably worse than Fluval as far as Fluval be tripping. API is pretty bad too. I mean, most of the aquatic companies are really bad and don't do things that make sense, so I'm not sure. Mary Burr with the $5 super chat says, making my first stock tank pond. Love Danny's.
I've become pretty obsessed with the stock tank ponds. They're so, pretty low maintenance when you get a decent size, and we have a temperate climate, so that helps to keep it from kind of swinging, but you do need to make sure it's, stays a certain temperature. But we found that fish we wouldn't have expected would have done well necessarily in our climate outside, did really well down. We pushed it pretty far, and in some cases, you pushed it really far.
You got to know what they can do.
I chickened out a little bit, but
I was like, it'll be fine. We put the yellow rainbows down to 50 degrees.
yes.
And they were just fine.
And the fry went into at least the high 50s. They didn't make it, I don't think, all the way through, but they were a late batch and kind of a trial batch anyways.
Let's see. Multi-Jacker with a $10 super chat says, hey, Bob and Danny, I wish I had spoken sooner. I love paleontology, and there are a few prehistoric freshwater fish that you can get into the hobby, such as, oh yeah, lungfish, duh. Bikers, bichirs, bickers, pupfish, and African butter. I should have known the lungfish. I mean, I just did that video with Dean. Oh, you were there too.
Yeah.
We got to go to Dean's place.
Butterfly
That was pretty
fish.
cool. I wouldn't have guessed butterfly fish.
That's something that I would like to try one day. I like the way that they look.
So, oh man, there's been a question asked a couple times and now I don't see it. I'm sorry I don't see who asked it, but it was, are nematodes good or bad for the aquarium?
Oh yeah, we looked that up.
And why they are good for your garden. It depends on what species. So columnaris is actually a form of nematode. I could be wrong, but I briefly just looked it up before the stream. And so there are good and bad ones. It just depends on which ones you have. I mean, none of them are like super beneficial to your aquarium, but.
However, I use them heavily in the garden aspect. We use them with the lawn to help kind of keep some of the bug larvae out that brings weeds, and also in the garden in the compost bin. So
Doug says,
different hobby though.
Doug says, oh great, the pretty one is back. I am here every Monday, Doug.
He's been working out just for this moment.
Never fear, just for Doug. Just for you, Doug.
Somebody asked, Jason's Fish Cave asked if I love pie. I love food. All food. All pies, every other category of food, with the exception of maybe like the organs of certain animals. And
beef liver is really good for you.
It's really good for you. It's really good for you. And tomatoes. Oddly. I'll eat like heirloom tomatoes and tomatoes that I grow in the garden, but other than that, no thank you. Other than that, I'll eat just about anything.
Amanda says the super chat button is flashing. Interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Where's that?
And she also says, are Danny's outdoor tubs going now?
They are going inside.
Danny's indoor tubs are going.
They will be going outside here shortly. I've just been waiting for the weather to kick up. They held actually in the shed all through the winter, even though the shed was, say, like 75 to 80-ish. They were in the 60s, and right now they're like high 60s, low 70s. So I'm just trying to match that outside.
Oh, Dustin's freshwater system. That's right. Asking about the nematodes. Just briefly researching it before the stream while I was waiting for someone. It appears that they're probably not very good to have in your aquarium, no matter what type they are. I would probably
maybe not.
Do something to get rid of them. Do you prefer giant Arapima in your pond? Nope. Do you? No. They're cool fish, but those things get like 100 feet long, and I'm not interested.
I have koi that get pretty big, and they'll be in the pond, and I don't think I should put anything else bigger than them in there. Just for too big. Too big and a pretty big predator, from what I understand.
Native gars and bowfins are also primitive.
Ooh.
I'm sure there's a lot. Just nothing that I've ever researched, like how to take care of dinosaur era fish. I don't know. I've kept bikers. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's move on.
How many gallons is this aquarium?
Which one? Oh, behind us?
Yes.
90 gallons.
90
We're just really
gallons.
small.
So Benjamin Blessing, it is both a green screen and a massive tank.
Benjamin,
90 gallon massive tank, but it is just a green screen.
90 gallons, not massive.
To some people it is.
I've got two of them.
Starting out, I had a small tank.
Was it 75 gallons?
No.
Okay, just curious.
I have a few.
Where
right
can
now.
I find Regina Phalanges? You know who she's married to? Crapbag. Mike Crapbag.
What?
Oh my God, you've never watched Friends in your life. Anyways.
I don't retain. I don't retain shows, so
Regina
this is not my
Phalanges.
game for sure.
You can find, I would look for Taylor, Simply Betta. At one point, she was breeding Betta macrostroma.
Yeah, I think she might have kept them.
I would check her website, which is probably just simplybetta.com, I would assume.
I think per her most recent video, she's got a couple macrostoma fry that she saved, and that was her first batch she was able to get. And so I think she still has the parents, and is, now that she's staying at her current location, maybe when she starts the room back up.
She said by the she tub.
Oh gosh.
What does your family think about your fish keeping?
Mine?
Mm-hmm. I would assume they're probably like mine, but I'm curious.
I am pretty lucky that my family's pretty supportive of me and my weirdness. This isn't the only hobby I have in general, but also with animals. I've got a lot of animals, so that's to be expected. That was always going to be a thing. The fact that I have this many tanks is weird, I think, to my family, but they're very supportive, surprisingly.
My family is not surprised one bit.
Yeah.
Like when my grandfather died, I saw an aunt who I hadn't seen in like 30 years since I was a kid. And she was like, the first thing she said, "Do you still have all your crazy animals?" I was like, "I got about 50 fish tanks and some reptiles." And she's like, "That's what I remember going in your room as a kid, and there was just tanks everywhere."
Every picture of me as a kid has some sort of animal in it. I'm on a horse or holding a cat and a rabbit next to a dog. And so animals for sure. It was always going to be a thing. This many fish tanks, maybe not so much.
Regina Phalange said that she got the adults from Master Dean. I don't remember seeing Dean breeding bettas when we were there. I think he was taking a break. He had them. He had a few, but there was no spawning or any fry or anything.
They might have been the secret tour. Maybe that's next
They
year.
were, when you walk into the room, the rack on the right.
Oh yeah, he did have a couple in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't look like they were active.
No, I don't think he was breeding them. But I mean, I can ask him for you the next time I see him. Or I could ask Taylor too if you want.
I would like to get macrostoma someday.
Michael Wall says, would it be easier to keep a 55-gallon in a garage in Missouri, or should I keep it upstairs and risk a flood? I have no idea. I don't know anything about Missouri, except they have good barbecue, supposedly. Yeah, the house is like super old, maybe not. If you do put it upstairs, I mean, a 55-gallon is going to be about, depending with Hardscape, 500-700 pounds probably if you have rock and wood, and maybe just put it on a floor joist or close to the wall, probably be okay. But if it breaks and leaks, and don't blame me. That's what I say.
I moved all mine outside because I was afraid of that. But also that's part of, I guess, the give and take with what allows my family to be supportive. I know where I need to adjust, of course, to keep that symbioticness going. So
Regina Phalanges, if you send me an email or a message, steenfottaquatics@gmail.com, and remind me. Otherwise, by the time the stream is over, I will have forgotten. So send me an email and I will ask around and see if we can find some for you. Alex with the $10 super chat. Any quick tips on how to deal with hole in the head disease? I'm taking care of my brother's tank and noticed early signs of his tilapia. I heard the water quality and stress. Definitely water quality. The only thing I would ever do for hole in the head is just pristine water. And
yeah, clean water definitely.
Food, diet, some people say food and diet, a poor quality food with poor water will just make the situation worse. So good quality food and just perfect water. That's my opinion.
Emily, my hubby is supportive. My parents think I'm crazy for the fish thing. Yeah, there's definitely some people in my life that are like, "What? Really? Didn't expect that to come out of your mouth." And then they see my room and they think it's both cool and crazy.
Jason's Fish Cave says, I remodeled my wife's kitchen and she's a lot more supportive of the hobby now.
Super helpful.
Give and take, right?
My husband and I, we definitely take sacrifices.
Steenfottaquatics@gmail.com. That is correct. That is correct. Any recommendations on how to get rid of nematodes? Honestly, I would do salt at first. And if salt doesn't work, then I would move on to actual medications. But honestly, I would just try salt first. Salt's always my first go-to before dumping in chemicals and medications and things like that.
Gosh, this is hard. I almost wanted to turn around and look. Somebody asked what kind of Corydora are in the background. Kind of want to get some for
Oh, those are
my yellow
Corydoras
belly live berry tank.
Adolphoi. Adolfio?
What he said.
Something like that? O-I-I-O? Adolphoi.
Yeah, they've got kind of a black bandit band over their eyes that crosses over the top, and a little bit of orange, I believe.
Carmo's
behind
creation. I'm interrupting.
That's okay.
I thought you were done and then you kept talking, so I apologize.
As per usual.
Best place to get a large tank. I just want to bring this up because it is the Petco 50% off sale right now.
Oh, I need
And
no more tanks.
So you can get the 75
But
for
please,
half off.
Yes, if you need them, now's the time.
Some Petcos have 90-gallon tanks, not all of them. The other place I would look is Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or your favorite,
Offer Up.
which I hate with
I
a
love-
passion.
I love Offer Up.
I hate it, even though I've gotten both my cars from OfferUp now because of
You
you.
hate it because you love it, and you hate it even more because I convinced you it was awesome.
It's not awesome. There's nothing worse than finding something and being like, oh, that's exactly what I want, and you click on it and the post is 3 years old.
But the key is not to random search. You
I don't
pick a
do random
keyword,
search.
and
I
you
type
save
in,
it, and then you have the notification. And as soon as the notification pops up, you're one of the first people that reaches out, and you get what you want.
3-year-old posts.
You're just
It's
not navigating
ridiculous.
it correctly.
It's
We'll work on
ridiculous.
this.
So anyways, Facebook Marketplace,
That's where I got my 75, 123 bucks. Yeah.
Petco probably.
So many in the beginning, tanks, but also ponds. Most of my ponds, my stock tanks, I got off Offer Up.
Like pawn stores?
My ponds,
Oh, pawns.
yeah,
I said pawn. Like
off
you're
of
pawning.
no, at the pawn shop.
Good day, Danny and Bob. Oh, Kay Walker. Would Danny
Oh.
think of doing a houseplant review when you do a fish profile, Bob?
Like of my houseplants?
Like if I do a fish profile and a plant review?
We could probably combine that. I definitely have a lot of specimens in the shed.
Not putting a house plant review on my channel. We can do it on your channel.
Okay.
Somebody, Ginger linked it earlier.
If you'll edit it,
Sure. Shouldn't be that hard.
I'll give you all the credit. All
I
right.
got my 125 from the marketplace for $85.
Nice.
I
That's a good deal.
sold a 125 tank on the marketplace for $80 myself.
I got my first aquarium back into the hobby was a 125 that I got for $125 from one of my good friends.
Is that the one that leaked?
Yeah, but that was after several years, and it's a 1980s tank.
And it was right when we were supposed to go to the co-op.
Yeah.
So at least you had a valid excuse to be late that time. And then
Sometimes I have pretty good excuses.
And then you're like, I might need help. So then I went up there and I was like, let's just leave it. Let's go. Just,
I was contemplating that. I needed somebody else on my side so I
It's
could
like-
tell my family, I have to walk away from this leaking tank and go to an aquarium store.
Yep. We left it sitting there leaking and went to Aquarium Co-op.
Think I'm even
Priorities.
crazier.
Priorities. There's no
Right?
fish left in it.
Yeah. No, there's still fish in there.
Was there?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you had the 75 on the floor.
I had just started.
Oh. Well,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
I was in for a long, long week.
It was a slow week, a slow leak. Slow leak. Snail Team 6 says, hey Bob, my multis are ordered. Water looks good. Sand and snails are a go. Poor snails.
Yeah.
Any tips for a Shelly newbie? Shellys are so easy. Honestly, they're like, as
Not
far
there
as
yet.
difficulty level, I mean, we got like guppies and you have Shellys. They're like the same thing. Depending on where you're getting from, you might have to play with your water a little bit as far as pH. But other than that, honestly, they're super easy. Even the more expensive ones like Gold Ocelotus, they're all just super easy fish.
What would you recommend for a low pH in terms of a variety of a shell dweller?
Well, so all shell dwellers are from Lake Tanganyika, which is 9.0 pH.
Okay.
However, depending on where you get them, like if you can find them locally, not a lot of people actually run 9.0 pH.
Yeah.
And when I had mine, I started at like 9 pH, and over the years, it was just all the way down to just my tap water.
Right.
And so they can do lower pH. It just, you don't want to just shock them into it.
My pH, I'm on a well, and it comes out, I want to say, in the like 5s to 6 range. So it's pretty low. And then you get, the other elements in the aquarium, which kind of take it a little bit lower in some cases. But with crushed coral, I can get aquariums up into the 7s at least. That's just as a rough reading. So I could probably push it a little bit higher. But I've only done guppies. So haven't gone that far yet.
This is interesting.
What's
Case
that?
2 says, what's the worst tank shape? 55 gallon, I hate them. Well, I'm not a fan of the 55 gallon. For me, the worst are the tall hexagon tanks.
Yeah.
They are hideous, they are useless, they're good for nothing except target practice.
I don't like things that can't fit well somewhere. So like a triangular tank I can get behind, or obviously
Yes,
a rectangular
I hate hex tanks
square.
with a passion.
One for the team. Somebody else likes Snail Team 6.
It's a
That is a good
brilliant
name.
name. It is brilliant. So I have a brand new hex tank acrylic, $200 on Amazon, sitting downstairs in a box, and there's no way I'm ever going to use it.
It's brand new,
Brand spanking new.
as in you just got it.
Hasn't even been taken out of the box. The packaging, everything, with a brand new 24-inch Fluval 3.0.
That's not answering my question though. Something you just got, or something you've had brand new in this box for a long time?
I got it recently.
Okay.
Why does that matter?
That's a huge difference. Because you just said with a passion how much you hate hexagon tanks. Why recently would you get a hexagon tank?
Because it was a very good price. And even I can't turn down a good price
And women are crazy.
on,
All right.
yeah, don't even get me started. Low boys? Nah, I wouldn't go low boys.
I like
They're
those.
they're specific, but I wouldn't say they're the worst. I think, in my opinion, hexes are by far just trash.
I'm new to low boys, so I may change my mind. But for right now, I like them.
Time for a giveaway. I do not want to ship a tank.
Does anyone want to get an acrylic
So yeah,
hexagon tank?
can you imagine, like, hey, I'm gonna give away a tank. Someone wins it. I ship it to them. Of course, UPS breaks it. Now I gotta buy one to replace it, and then they break that one.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great
So
deal.
when
That's
we
why you don't
did-
see them shipping in a lot of cases.
You know, Amazon can do it. They can replace as many tanks as they want. I can't.
Yeah.
But when we did a fundraiser for Caleb a couple years ago, who's Candy's son,
Okay.
for
right.
when he was like, done with chemo and cancer free. But anyways, we bought an 18 by 18 by 24 glass terrarium, and it shipped, and of course it was just shattered. So
That's sad to like receive that and send that like that. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I was
Yep.
talking to someone the other day. I was talking to Tiffany, Tiffany White. We were talking about betas, but also about shipping, and I was like, I thought it was her first experience shipping right now, but regardless, I feel like each year I would just like I'd be like, here I go to ship. Maybe not.
No,
I think that's
she,
why I haven't got that far.
my longfin white clouds.
Okay.
She shipped them to me.
Yeah, she said that she'd done it before, and I was like, I could not.
Hex
not
tanks.
there. It's amazing though.
Laura says I love large hex tanks. They are good for. I mean, they're not the best, but if you had one, then you could get like a pair of discus or a pair of angels and use them for
Yeah.
breeding for just because tall.
Tall.
But otherwise. Or, see, what I'm thinking about doing is taking it and just copying Flew the Flower Horn 100%, because he kind of has the same thing with the with the vegetables growing out the top.
At least you own it.
And I'm going to title it Flew the Flower Horn. No water change, no maintenance, no ferts, no fish, no nothing. Aquarium.
Okay. That could work.
Sam Walton once said, hexagon tanks are a great buy so long as it's a 10-gallon with a common pleco. Sam Walton was a smart man. Do you think a 50-gallon lowboy would be good for goldfish? That's probably never going to be good for goldfish. There's no way. A full-grown, fancy goldfish would not be able to swim up or down at all.
It could work in terms of a quarantine tank for fancy goldfish that have swim bladder issues, because the shorter depth could be beneficial. I could see, especially if you
That's a
divided it out.
stretch.
If you have multiple goldfish, then you wouldn't have to do a tank halfway.
You're stretching.
Eh,
It's a reach.
eh.
Crystal says, hey, Bob and Danny, what are some feeding methods I could use to get enough food to my Borneo loaches in my community with endlers and cories? Thanks.
Ooh,
You want to go first or I'll go first?
ladies first.
Dang it, I know, because I know you're going to take my answer.
Welcome to the club. I, in particular, I like to utilize flow to send food from the top to the bottom as quick as possible. I'll also feed different types of food for different types of fish in different areas. You can also utilize like tubes and send food from the top down to the bottom. Food specifically for them that sink, like wafers, sinking wafers, or rapashis. I think they sink pretty fast. I've only used
Hey,
rapashi
hey,
a couple
hey,
times.
come here. Come here, you can't be over there. Come on.
He just wants to be a part of it.
I know, but you can't be by the computer. You can lay down right there, buddy. My answer is to feed at night.
Ah,
When all the other fish are sleeping, sucker
That could work
fish
too.
are still eating.
see, my feeding schedule is when I feed, so I'm not very good about coming back to do one particular. So I have to remember to kind of hit them all when I'm there. If it's their
Well, it
due.
doesn't have to be at night. It could also be like in the morning if your lights haven't turned on yet.
That I do need to
Just
shorten
feeding
up
with
my
the
schedule.
just feeding with the lights off, basically.
I've set up a new lighting schedule in the shed, and I'm still in that tinkering phase where you have to, adjust everything. And the algae is out of control right now, so I definitely need to adjust it.
Rio wants to know how much a new 180-gallon tank is over here,
Ooh, I don't know about that.
and I don't remember offhand. I have the list on my wholesale list on the other computer, but I want to say with just the tank, no overflows. I want to say like $600 or $700, but that was before like everything has quadrupled in price. So I don't know. I don't know what they go for now. But it's kind of like the besides the 120, 125 and less are really cheap here. Once you like a 125, you can buy brand new for like $300 when they're on sale. But the 120, because it's thicker glass, those are always expensive. But once you get above that, that's when they start getting like $800, $900, $1,200 in glass.
They're expensive. I got all my tanks secondhand or at the dollar per gallon sale because, yeah, it's still pretty spendy.
My uncle makes benches out of used snowboards.
Yeah,
I got a K2 snowboard I haven't used in forever.
you could donate it, sign it,
Hey yo, hey yo.
get a bench.
It's got Burton bindings on it too.
Oh,
Snail Team 6 says, I got 44 pounds of Dragonstone just shipped from Lowe's, $56 and change.
ooh,
That is very close to wholesale.
that's a very good price.
Yeah.
With shipping, it's $56. Wow.
I think it's like
Not bad.
after $50, I think shipping's free no matter what it is. I could be wrong. Anyways, 44 pounds of Dragonstone cost me $44 wholesale. So that's pretty good, only $14 above. Or $12 above wholesale. And I'm sure they're buying it cheaper than what I can buy it for.
I've put the stone in the cart many times, but then moved it right back out.
Would 250 gallon per hour hang on back and a 40 plus gallon aquarium co-op sponge filter be good for 2 bubble eye goldfish in a 30 gallon? Yeah, I think you're doing I think it'll be fine. Petco never has bigger than 75 gallons around here. It was that way for a
Yeah.
long time here too. The dollar per gallon sale was going on for like years, and it wasn't until like two years ago that they started getting the big ones. I'd recommend taking the bindings off if you're gonna make a bench. That's probably a good idea. They're so like used and ratty and worn out. They're duct taped.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I was poor as a kid. We did what we had to do.
I have a relatively new setup, but I haven't utilized it the last couple seasons.
I'll be going next year for sure. Or
Behind.
this year. This year.
The
Free
aquarium hobby
shipping.
took over.
Free shipping and a huge pair of driftwood for $8.
Ooh,
Oh, it was Jason. Yeah, Jason did a video on it a couple weeks ago. I remember that now.
On the sale or on the deal? Or?
For Hardscape for cheap. And we're actually going to go hiking.
Yes.
And do an out in the wild hardscape collecting trip.
We're waiting for one particular trail to open up. It's pretty, is it still snowy or is it just?
No, there is some snow, but.
Yeah, so we've been waiting, but there's some good stuff up there.
At work lurking. I just collected 50 pounds of serpentine at $1 a pound. Serpentine. All right. Do you like red severum, also called your poor man's discus? I've never kept a severum in my life.
I haven't either. Not yet.
Set my mom up with a 40-gallon planted guppy tank before I left for school around Christmas, and she's been loving it and starting to nerd out with me. That's awesome. Have you inspired any of your family members?
My sister. She came to visit. She had a beta, and his name is Peter, and she's had a few generations of Peter. And she came to visit one particular Christmas and kind of saw the tent, and I think I got her kind of inspired. So she set up another tank and ended up moving that tank cross country back up here, and is now one of the aquariums in the shed.
Oh, yeah, I guess I knew that because I've seen that aquarium.
Yeah. She definitely she went the route of like, it was her first time trying a community tank, and she did the same thing I did, which has got a tall, small footprint tank, and I think 15-gallon, and exactly the same thing I did when I tried for my first aquarium. And there's like glow tetras and corridoras, and we added her beta into it because now they're in a 40-gallon in my fish room.
I was gonna tell a story, but now I'm not going to.
Why?
Because it's not needed.
Okay.
But anyways, so when I found out,
Janae?
what?
Sorry, saying hi.
Oh, so when I found out about the $1 per gallon sale, I was actually in Petco to buy a terrarium.
Oh.
And I still remember because I was like, 55-gallon tanks are only $55. I was like, I will buy all of them. And the guy's like, no, you want 40-gallon, trust me. I'm like, that's 15 gallons less. Little did I know he was right, because 55 gallons are just terrible tanks to work with.
It's not a great footprint, for sure.
I hate how thin it is. And I wish I would have bought all 40 breeders, because then there's the 40 breeder stands, and everything just is so much easier in a 40 breeder.
Yeah.
So now I have a bunch of 55-gallon tanks that
You
I'll
don't use.
probably take to the dump.
Offer up.
No, I'm not meeting psychos for a 55-gallon tank.
He doesn't like that part. I don't like. I'm a much better at going and getting things than selling things.
Have
It's not my
you
jam.
Have you go on nature and see the outside forest and make it as an aquarium? I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
like the nature aquarium.
For sure. Well, like there's been some people that like have gone on vacation. You'll see that video where they bring an aquarium and they set up kind of escape from that area, utilizing the elements like along like a creek. We could also do that around here, you know, because there's lots of streams and lakes and stuff in the woods. So it wouldn't necessarily be something just because it's outside and you're getting those elements for your aquarium that it would be considered cycle and good to keep like those fish in long term from that point. But you could put something together from, you know, you could get substrate like a dirted aquarium. You could get semi-aquatic plants from, you know, the side of a pond or creek or river. Yeah,
Sure. I zoned out.
if that's what you're talking about.
Sure.
Okay.
A while ago, Laura said for me to sell her the hexagon tank. If you are local, you can email me and I will sell it, but I will not ship it. No way. Alex says 55s are only good for discus. 55s are good for nothing. Actually, 55s
I
are
have two
good.
55s.
I do like them for growing stem plants.
That's true. They do
I've
have a good
used-
footprint for that.
Yep, because you only need one light. That's the nice thing about them being narrow. Unlike a 40, you sometimes need a couple lights because they're wide.
Yeah.
But
My
Yeah.
255s were off of Offer Up, and they still have the hood and cabinet base. So when they move to the shed, they're going to have a new stand. But for now, it's the full original setup.
Oh, Seeple is a
the
genius. Cut the
light
55s
bulbs.
up for lids. Oh, I'm definitely
Ooh.
gonna do that. You are a genius. You know, I have a 75 gallon that I was like gonna just take to the dump because I don't want to reseal it. And it was Zen Ginger keeps telling me, she's like, keep it and save the glass, save the glass. And I'm like, oh.
Somebody
But at
actually
55,
mentioned that before on one of your live streams, and so I have all the
it was
tanks
probably Zen Ginger.
that I was originally going to get rid of that are now sitting outside the garden, and I was thinking about cutting them up for lids.
So Jason says he wants to make a giant cube tank from 255s. It's not gonna work. The glass on 55s will not hold 110 gallons. It's just too thin.
Yeah.
Unless you're just putting them back to back, and I mean, if you're not like cutting one side off of each, then fine. But
It's almost too tall. Like they're a little top heavy. But mine were on carpet, so that might not work as well.
just got Chanix Destructor crayfish. Haven't had one since I was young. Have you ever had them? They're illegal. All crayfish are illegal here,
Yeah.
so I cannot have them. Okay, Steven, you got me there. 55 are good for rainbows. Yeah, but
I do that. I have not rainbows, but I have Danios, giant Danios. And
here's the deal.
they do go back and forth.
And I think somebody just said this, but I don't see it now. If you're going to get a 55, just get a 75. I mean, they're both 4 feet. What's an extra 6 inches?
Right.
It's everything. Hey, buddy, you're about to go in your kennel, too, if you don't calm down.
My plan for my 55s in the shed is to do kind of like a cascade effect to kind of mimic what's going on the other side with my 55s and my 75s. That's the plan on that wall.
I never had a 55, now I know why. Most hated tank size. Well,
It comes up in a lot of YouTube videos.
I think just because it's way more common than a hex tank, but hex tanks for sure. Or any column tank, really. Whether it's hex or square, they're the worst. Giant Danios are my favorite. They're very underrated.
They're pretty. They sure are pretty. I recommend putting them with the type of fish that would enjoy that type of
All right.
high-paced
You're on your own for a while
lifestyle.
again. Oh, come on.
Man,
Come on. Come on.
it's busy over there today.
Come on.
Somebody said, well said, Bob.
Well said, Bob. I only say things well. Otherwise, I wouldn't say anything.
You
Oh,
guys
yes.
think two 20-inch, is it Higer lights, are good enough for my Val plants in my Oscar 75 gallon?
Val plants. I've never used Higer lights ever, so I'm not sure.
I don't know necessarily that I don't do well with Val, so I can't input on that case. But also in terms of Oscars, if they would eat, they eat, my Oscars eat a lot of my plants.
Yeah, I don't think your Val would do well with Oscars. But as far as the lighting, it is a low light plant. It would probably work eventually, as long as your Oscars don't get them.
Yeah, they're tough. I wish I could keep
$7
plants.
and 2 cents. I love it. I love the oddball stuff. Just the 2 cents. I wish you could super chat like 2 cents. I think the minimum is $1, but I wish you could super chat pennies. That'd be awesome. It's almost like an insult,
It's like flipping your coin.
like when you leave like a 2-cent tip. My Amazon swords and octopus plants do very well in my 55 gallon. I do wish I got a 75 instead. Tesla Killdozer, thank you for the $7.02. Yeah. Stem plants do really well.
Tesla
like I said.
Killdozer, that's an awesome name too.
I know.
As my husband would say, it's a good band name.
You're married?
I am.
You never told me. Secret history living in your aquarium with the $5 super chat because you know why. You don't know why, but I know why. I have 8. Actually, you probably know why. I have 8 giant Danios and a 75 with 15 Congo tetras. Awesome. And lots of plants. They look awesome. Congo tetras, another. I wouldn't say they're underrated. I think people don't buy them because they're expensive.
They're very pretty when they mature out and in a nice school.
Remember when we were at Subway and we were getting sandwiches and you were like, hold on, I gotta call my husband and see what he wants. And I was like, oh my God, you're married?
Yeah.
I just yelled it out.
He loves to try to embarrass me in public. The thing is I don't get embarrassed that easy.
Oh, you were so embarrassed.
I was
Your
not.
face was normal. Pick and choose an African cichlid or a Central or South American cichlid and an Asian cichlid. Pick a choose? Choose. African cichlid would be Cyprichromis. Central American cichlid would be none of the above. South American would be any. I don't know if I'm going to pick a Pacific,
There's
but I will
so
say
many good South American cichlids.
Apistogrammas.
Yeah.
Maybe the third of a cent.
Asian cichlid?
Yeah.
What would be a good example of an Asian cichlid?
Oh, I said African cichlid, didn't I? Yeah, African.
Yeah, but there's also Asian.
I would do Nanochromis. Wait, I think that's African too. Dang it.
I'm just nodding because I'm like, sure. That's just not one of those new things I'm branching into.
If you did a super chat of 2 cents, the creator would keep 1 cent, I guess. I just think it would be funny. Like, I would just go troll like everyone with just penny super chats nonstop.
You'd make it rain, so to speak.
Right now, I have to do it with $1, and it adds up quick. Ever keep jewel cichlids? I kept a jewel cichlid for a while until it started tearing up all my plants, and then I got rid of it.
I've never kept them, but they sure are pretty.
They are... Mine was murderous to my plants. It was fine for like 3 months, and then all of a sudden, it was just tearing
Cichlids
up
are
everything.
tough. Cichlids and goldfish, they will tear down some plants in no time.
I don't think those are Asian cichlids. No, they're not. Nope. They're from the Congo.
You would definitely know.
What's an easy low light plant with Alodia? I bet you could do Alodia in low light. Java ferns. Anubias is my absolute favorite low light plant.
Yeah.
The chrome cichlid. Oh yeah.
Chromed. I don't know if I know
Dolbeck
that one.
Aqua Designs with the 99-cent super chat. That's the closest I'm gonna get. Unless you do like $100 and 2 cents.
You're all
Lowest
over
I
the
could
place.
go. I think Rosy Tetras are very underrated. I absolutely agree because they look plain and boring before they mature and end up with beautiful colors. What do you think is the most underrated nano fish?
White clouds. Well, they're not really nano, but they're small.
Yeah.
But they're very underrated.
Oh my gosh, this guy's gotta go. I'll be right back. I thought that would be enough.
Man.
I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. Come on. Come on, you need to go outside? Let's go.
Okay. It's just me. And I apologize if anyone can hear over the mic. My allergies have kicked in, and I can no longer breathe through my face. So it's going to be a little nasally. Apologies. I hate
Oh
this.
man. One of my filters is going crazy. I don't know which one this is.
Where do you live?
That's really
that all
loud.
Crayfish are illegal. We're in Washington State.
Figure it out later.
Hello, MD3631. Good evening. Happy Monday. Zen, you're stuffy from allergies. Man, it's been a tough week. It's
One of my
just been
filters is
like sun,
broken.
rain, sun, rain, sun, rain. I love white clouds, Regina. They are so underrated. I sent him some video actually the other day because now it was sunny, so the sun was coming through the window, which happens to be right where the white cloud pond is, and I was getting a really good view of them. They're very
Oh
pretty.
yeah, I never watched that one.
Sounds about right.
Well, it was really sunny and I couldn't see the screen, and then I forgot about it.
I want some rosy barbs. Yes, I want some more rosy barbs too. Whenever his dogs whine, my dogs whine and bark in the background if I'm at home watching the live stream.
Yeah,
Fish
it's
just swam
because
out of my ear.
I have the dog gate up and I never have the dog gate up. And
Yeah, they wanna
somebody
be in
was
here.
late. So I didn't give them time to get all riled up and excited and calm down.
We're just gonna paint that in.
Anyways, so underrated fish. The black ruby barb
Yeah. those are pretty.
is a fish that you will never see colored up in the store. So very underrated, super underrated. And they look amazing as adults. I have adults, I need to get them on video, but the tank doesn't have good lighting, so they don't look the greatest.
Yeah. I have some very small micro species of Rasbora that are in my divided 20 long, and they get pretty stunning in a planted tank where they feel comfortable.
Brian says algebra gets me through the spring. All right.
Allegra.
Oh.
I was saying apologies in advance. My allergies have kicked in, so now I'm going to be very nasally, or else I'm going to make some very unpleasant noises. So I'm going to go with nasally for today.
Please answer Dan's question. What kind of tetras were in the thumbnail? Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Brilliant tetras.
I thought they were diamond, or is that the same?
That might be the same thing. I don't know for sure, but
Diamond tetras.
they were in my folder as brilliant, and that photo is highly edited and photoshopped by me, which is why they have purple fins. So, don't get too excited now. Don't.
He psyched me out for the thumbnail.
Bloodfin tetras are underrated. I have a love-hate relationship with bloodfin tetras because when I kept them, every time I did a water change, they would always jump out. They just jump.
Really? I haven't tried them yet.
Forget to put the lid back on, they jump out.
My favorite nano fish so far is Emerald Eye Rasboras, Nicholas Smith. Yes, I have.
Very underrated.
I love the Emerald Eye Rasboras. In a blackwater tank, they are stunning.
Is that a panda cory back there? Nope, those are a dolphoy.
A dolphoy. Very close.
They are much more
The
colorful than my
difference
diamonds.
is hard to see.
Michelangelo just subscribed. Probably not in the live stream though.
Huh?
Figures, Bob. Yep.
It's a whole different setup. I can't
You,
quite.
you gotta make it look fancy on the thumbnail. Every time I put a fish like that on the thumbnail and I edit the crap out of it, it always gets more people in here, even if it's just for them to ask what kind of fish is it, and then they leave.
I
But it works every
really
time.
Don't like that aspect of this whole deal, but I understand.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's a love-hate for sure. Pacific Northwest has allergies. I thought I could escape once and for all if I ever moved from the East Coast. I think it could just be genetics. I don't know. It's gotten worse as I've gotten older.
I would never choose to have allergies. I don't know why anyone has them.
It's terrible. I bring it to myself though, because I'm really allergic to everything that I love. I'm allergic to most of my animals. I'm allergic to the outdoors, and I'm not really going to give that up. So I do it to myself.
I'm so bummed. I'm afraid the frogs and reptiles will eat my guppies. Now I'm scared to put them in my new stock pond. I don't know that I'd be... Well, actually, I don't know where you are. But I know here, it's not anything to worry about in Washington.
My stock ponds last year, they were covered in water hyacinth and other floaters, so it was hard to really kind of, combine. But there was tons of frogs in there. Lots of, not necessarily large frogs, but different varieties of tree frogs and smaller frogs.
Oh, Dan says, I thought it was a white skirt tetra. I could see that. I could see that being a white skirt with my excellent Photoshop skills. My finely tuned,
Pro.
being able to click one button and move the bar all the way over.
My car is green from the pollen. I feel bad I haven't seen a single bee this year. Yeah, my car is green too.
Oh, I've seen tons of bees. I've actually seen a lot of bees this year, and it's actually made me a little happy. Like bumblebees, not like...
Yeah, I've seen a lot of bumblebees.
Yeah. I think the half of yous are slackers, haven't hit the like button. Also, I mean, you guys got to hit the share button too. Share it anywhere.
I shared it to my mother-in-law. She likes to support us through Bob's channel.
Sweet. Well, hello, mother-in-law.
I don't know if she made it, but I sent it. I tried to call her right before as part of why we were a little late.
Have I kept Suluise king snails? I have not. I have not.
I haven't either.
I'm allergic to strawberries, peaches, and monster drinks. Well, monster
Oh.
drinks are disgusting anyway, so be glad.
Jeez.
What? That's
Tell us
probably
how
why
you really
if
feel.
you drink Monster, you're gonna get allergies. That's terrible. You might as well just drink motor oil or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're definitely not necessarily good for you. I don't have very many food allergies. I would say I have food sensitivities, but it's more just environmental.
You just gotta push through it.
I have 6 cats, with one of them just had 5 kittens. There's 4 dogs in my house, and it's spring, so this is me this time of year.
Whoa, allergic to grass and trees? That would be the worst.
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
I'm allergic to not horses, but I'm allergic to hay, and that's what horses eat.
If I was allergic to nature, I would just be like, let's start over. Redo. Mulligan. Can I get a mulligan on life?
It's terrible.
Stella's cuteness? Stella? Yeah, Stella cuteness. $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. And obviously, I do not condone suicide. I was just saying.
What?
When I was like,
Oh, I know that it's
I'm
just
already
a
gonna-
reference, and I
I'm already
totally
gonna
missed
get,
it anyways. But yeah,
I can already see the angry emails coming in.
that's definitely not.
Diamond Tetris for the win. Almost as sparkly as your co-host. Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, see?
Mondays are really rough for me.
Phone's already going off. I'm already getting the hate mail.
Hey, I thought we talked about turning our phone off. Mondays, I actually start 3 hours earlier than I do the rest of the week. And weeks are usually for me between 50 and 60 hours at the office. So Mondays really started out with a bang, having to be there about 6 a.m. So by the time Monday nights roll around, I don't feel as sparkly as I do other days of the week. But thank you.
Allergic to wood and grass. Love the outdoors. Man, that'd be brutal. I mean, I guess they do make stuff. I don't know anything about allergies. 'Cause
But I also can breathe better outdoors. You know, inside I get stuffier than outside. I knew as soon as I left, I was like, oh man, I have this amazing spray that would have.
Amber says, I live in
This.
South Florida and have a reptile room and a fish room. Unheated tank runs 79 degrees. Can I keep fancy goldfish in water that hot? You will, the warmer you keep goldfish, the shorter their lifespan will be. Yeah, I see this. So many people defend keeping goldfish in warm water. They say, oh, I had a goldfish in my tank. It was 80 degrees and he was 6 years old. And I'm like, yeah, but they're supposed to live like 20 or 30. Fancy goldfish.
Yeah. I mean, but what about where they're from? Like where they raise them? Doesn't the water get warmer
You
there?
mean the lad?
I know that they're made in a lab.
We're talking fancy
I'm talking about
goldfish
where
here.
they, like, the majority of them are bred and raised in environments where it's a little bit warmer. So could the water get to be that hot in those areas?
It's not something I would do long term.
Yeah. Definitely want to be more on the cold water spectrum.
Energy drinks make my heart go haywire.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
I am very prone to like stones, kidney stones, splatter stones, stuff like that. I get like iron builds up in my system if I take too many multivitamins. So I try to stay away from that type of stuff as I drink sparkly something or other from a can. But
So anyways, Michael Machos, hello. Amanda, yes, them too. Friendly reminder to those who don't know what happened. I don't even know what you're talking about, let alone what happened. Sorry.
what happened?
I don't know.
Oh. I can't swallow after those energy drinks. Ooh, jeez.
Allergic to whatever is in red 40 dye.
Yeah, I definitely know that the dye is no bueno.
Have I held a venomous snake? Yes. Or a vampire bat? No. I've never held a bat. I've tried to catch them before, but I've never held a bat.
would sparkling gourami do okay outside in fish tub? I don't know if I've came
Sparkling
across them for
gouramis are
outside.
those little
Tiny
suckers.
guys.
And I mean, depending on your environment, I mean, if you're in Florida, yeah. If you're in Alaska, probably not.
Yeah.
So just try to match your environment. Chat just froze, not on my end. Might just have to reload there if you can hear me, and hopefully you're not frozen.
Miles Ruby, people with allergies are weaklings. So weak. You know, I like to look at it that the reason why I am this way is because I look the things that I am allergic to in the face and I tackle them anyways. So I feel pretty bad about it.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't shy away from the things I'm allergic to. I go after it. I let it be.
Kevin, you're
Deal.
allergic. I'm going to power through it.
I'm powering through.
Have you tried doing a ketogenic diet? It seems to fix a lot of issues people have. Nope.
I have. In small spurts, yes.
I went to an infectious disease talk about bats and got freaked out.
Yeah.
They're not,
Kind of grody.
you know, the most clean animals in the world.
Kind of grody. When I lived in Austin, Texas, that's where they had the world's largest urban bat colony. And every night at dusk during a particular point in the summer, millions of bats would fly out. That was the whole thing.
Whoa! We got an aquarium question. Any issue using crushed oyster shells as an alternative to crushed coral to raise GH? I have actually used oyster shells, and it worked just fine.
Bug.
Oh, I thought you were snapping.
Sorry, no. Bug. Zooming by.
There's no bugs in here. How dare you?
There's bugs everywhere.
I know one of my tubs is just overflowing with mosquitoes.
They're not getting them?
They're getting them, but not quick enough.
Not enough.
Bats are epic. I don't know about that. I think they're pretty cool, but I don't want any.
Bill Looker, over the road, maybe on the road truck driver. Can I pull off a fish room if I'm only home 5 days every month?
With auto feeders, but the problem is if something goes wrong, you're not going to be there to fix it.
You could definitely pull it off if you invested some of the time up front in getting your tanks very established before you really added the elements that would make it to like too many fish. You could also spend a little bit of that time. Oh man, I lost it. I looked at the screen. I made a mistake.
Don't do it. Don't read
I'm
chat
so
while you're
sorry.
talking. It's rough.
Well, let's see.
It takes a novice to be
Where
able to do
was
that
I?
stuff. Now you're just lost.
This is stream number 2. Can I call Mulligan?
Trish says,
I
Bob,
will remember.
Bob is a total carnivore, already keto. I mean, I used to eat a lot of carbs up until 3 weeks ago. Now I just eat a lot of carbs every other week.
Yeah.
One day, twice a month I eat carbs.
I'm having to distance my relationship with carbs, and it's very hard. I can get back on the wagon, but it's necessary.
Bats are sky puppies, and I'm the emperor of Mongolia. Okay.
Alex says people with allergies are extra strong. Too strong. It's the immune system attacking you for no reason, like on a rampage. Yeah, it seriously comes at you out of nowhere. And it gets worse in some ways as you get older. I had allergies when I was young, and I used to go and untreated. It would actually, it makes you sick. I would get like walking pneumonia a couple times a year, and then I found out it was allergies. And if you treat it, then your immune system doesn't dip too bad. But yeah, it's not fun.
Where's your mask?
I'm not sick.
Oh,
sick. I'm stuffy. This is the warning signs. Just need to take my meds.
Season the tank, build up the plants, and slowly balance the fish over a long period of time. In a perfect world, I don't know what you're referring to, but that would be the best way to start any aquarium.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Tori Brooks. Waga? Oh, I don't know if I said that right. At Danny, he needs season tanks. Yes, season tanks. And I just remembered, if you wanted to, kind of ensure, like, in this new virtual age, you could add Wi-Fi cameras and stuff like that, like automation to turn lights on and off, possibly turn on and off auto feeders. I don't know if they have any that would hook up to a system like that, but you could potentially hook up auto feeders to smart plugs that are, you know, coming through to the phone. So if you invested in a little bit of the automation up front and in making sure your tanks were really seasoned before you throw too many fish at them, you could go longer periods of time between being home. And you can also then direct someone through a Wi-Fi camera, especially if it has a two-way talk, and like, hey, you know, check my fish, or hey, feed my fish, or if you had to go weeks at a time. So that's where I was going.
Okay. 132.
Oh, yeah.
132. Can I get a 133? 133. 133 now. 133 now. Can I get a 133?
Oh.
Regina, thank you for the
Regina.
132.
Regina, is
Super
that
chat?
you in your picture?
I don't know what that is. I've never been able to figure out what that's a picture of.
I've never seen it this big, and I didn't realize it was a person, but it looks like a person with very blonde hair.
It looks like Christina Applegate from Married with Children.
Yeah,
Like that
definitely.
bleached blonde hair.
The Bat Bridge in Austin is amazing. Amazing.
Red
yes.
Irian versus
It's pretty
Millennian
cool to see.
rainbow fish. I like Millennian. I mean, I like them both. But if I was forced to choose one, I would take Millennium. Just because I think they get a little bit bigger and a little deeper reds. At least the ones I've kept. Do you like birds in your pond, like macaws, spoonbill? We don't have any of that stuff here. And thank you, Alex, for the $5 super chat, by the way. I appreciate it.
I have to be sick, she says, because I'm hanging out with you.
Ain't that the truth? Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. And Desert Fish says, my wife is a zoo vet tech and is allergic to hoofstock and equids. I don't know if I said that right. Is that right?
All sorts of words. But apparently I said Maga. I want to say Mwaga, but the U is after Maga. But I didn't realize it's Samoan. So you must be married in, maybe?
I don't know. But anyways, I'm curious what... Actually, no, that would be too much information. But I've always wanted to meet someone that works at a zoo just so I could get, like, behind the scenes and, like, you know, just get behind the scenes. A zoo or an aquarium?
My stepsister, I don't think she's currently working at the zoo. Maybe she is, but she has worked at zoos, and also she spent some time in the rainforest working with some different types of monkeys, orangutans, and other species and stuff. So she might
That would fit right in.
might be able to give you the in.
That would fit right in with the
She
monkeys.
just got married.
Boss Hog with the $20 super chat. Thank you, boss. I appreciate it. That was a boss super chat for sure.
Boss hog.
Boss, man. It was boss.
Regina, you wench, you. I mean, the photo does kind of take you there with the outfit. And I think I'm particularly sensitive to it. It's your fault.
It's the pictures, the avatars are just horribly small, and I never know what they are.
Yeah.
Like Emily, I don't know what that is. Dan, I have no idea what that is. Amanda, I have no idea what that is.
I see a rainbow fish.
Like Benjamin, I think that's like a chicken, maybe, right?
It looks like a bird
Yeah.
of some sort. Yeah.
Chevy fish, well, I don't know what that is. A green circle?
Oh, it's so weird over here on this side of the screen. Wow.
Some zoos offer behind-the-scenes tours, yeah, for like a $5,000 donation. That's how aquariums are, anyways. I don't know about zoos.
I haven't been to the zoo in a very long time.
Jesse works at SeaWorld? That is pretty awesome.
What?
I want to go swim with dolphins.
I've swam with dolphins.
If I ever move from crayfish, from Washington, would I keep crayfish? Oh, yeah. The dwarf orange crayfish is one of my favorite animals ever for aquariums. And Quirky Lemon says he's been gone for a long time. Any favorite videos? I would just, over the last 2-3 months, just watch whatever ones have the most views, and those are my favorite. Now, maybe not when I made them, but they are now.
The biggest tank I have is a 20-gallon. Is it okay for him? Okay for who?
Kelsey,
what?
I don't see. My
Where's
cousin
the
had a
top one?
jewelfish. Ooh, if you're talking about jewelfish, that might be a
yeah.
little too small for a full-grown jewelfish. I mean, it'll probably work, but I wouldn't feel good about it.
All that he ate was stale tortilla chips and hot dogs.
What are you talking about?
That was part of the comment. That's what they fed it. You said your cousin had a jewelfish being kept in the garage with only a few inches of water. It was being fed stale tortilla chips and hot dogs.
That sounds terrible.
Poor guy.
I got 5 young tiger turquoise discus arriving tomorrow. Crossing the fingers, everything shows up fine. I don't know that I've ever seen a tiger turquoise
Ooh.
discus.
I think I've seen it like the stripe, like where it's got kind of like that, maybe that red undertone, but has the turquoise sheen to it.
I'm definitely not a discus person
Yeah.
at all.
I want to say this because this is the striped pattern I'm going with.
Do I like Gila monsters or Eilish vipers? I'm not a fan of venomous snakes. I think they're cool, but I would never own one. They're also illegal here. And Gila monsters, while they are venomous, they are legal here, and I do like them, and I would absolutely keep one.
My husband would never, ever in a million years support me having a fish or a snake hobby. There would be no snake ever coming home to my home.
What about a Gila monster?
No.
They don't do anything.
I think even reptiles might be cutting it a little too close, you know, like I think I'm good with fish.
What if you got like an eel or like a ropefish or something that looked
I
like
think
a
he'd
snake?
be fine with that.
As long as it doesn't come out of the water.
Right. If it was a, like, well, ropefish can kind of come out of the water, right? They rest.
Yeah, you don't want them to because sometimes they don't find their way back in.
Right. But I think that he would not be down for that.
Just walk it in like
I think that crosses the line. If it crosses the water, it crosses the line.
ropefish making his way to the kitchen and fix himself some dinner. What's up, buddy?
He's very supportive that he will go out to the shed for me and turn off lights. He's fed the fish for me before when I've been out of town. He's very good at taking care of the animals. He's a very good animal dad. But I think that if he walked into the shed and saw a fish on the ground that looked like a snake, he would never, ever do that again. It would be over
you
at
guys
that
can
point.
hear my Doberman. Yep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the Dobie.
Don't feel bad. He's extremely spoiled, which is why he's crying right now. Incredibly spoiled.
I want them all in here, but it does get a little bit rowdy. We could never do a live stream at my house. It would be WWF. There's so many dogs and cats in my house. It would be a jungle.
Gad's Den says Emerald Tree Skink. Those are one of my favorite lizards. I don't know what you're asking, but yeah, absolutely one of my favorite lizards, and I will have them someday. Ah, jeez. Okay, I'll go get them. But if it gets crazy in here and they unplug my computer
Let's see,
or internet, it's not my fault.
It's 6:20, so we've made it almost an
40
hour and a
minutes.
half. We can
40
call this
minutes.
the doggy break.
I don't think we want to call it that.
It's weird for me. I have so many animals at home, so to be here and like not have one in the room, there's like 18 animals that sleep on our bed every night. It's just weird.
Oh, you feel neglected. Oh, poor baby.
Have ever wanted a fresh crocodile or alligator? No, not personally. Yeah. My pet alligator was so sweet and gentle until he bit my leg off. Yeah.
What's my most
That would be my
hated
fear.
fish? My most hated fish. I don't know that I hate fish, but there's definitely fish like the common pleco that I wish weren't in the hobby. But I don't hate them. Oh, Unholy Orders. What's up? I haven't seen you in like 10 years. What you got any opinion on hated fish?
I was kind of going to say the same thing. There's none that I hate. I definitely don't
kind
love
of-
a high maintenance fish.
I kind of hate erotic cichlids though. But they're
Come again?
jerks.
Erotic cichlids?
Yeah, they're an African cichlid that Petco sells.
See, maybe I haven't branched out far enough to hate a fish yet, but
They're just jerks.
I've had a few jerk fish. I really did not like Danios at first because they just, every other fish in the tank hated them. But we've figured it out.
Have I done bullfighting before? I mean, I got in a fight with a really fat guy once. Does that count?
Oh, jeez. I've had to.
I can say that because I'm fat.
I've had to rope some cows and get them back in their paddock before.
Don't go
That's
back
how
there,
this
buddy.
goes. Hello.
They had their oldest alligator die a couple months ago. She was over 60 years old. I don't know who you're talking about, but that's sad. It's always sad. Bob is an animal in the room.
It's crazy how long
true.
they live.
Oscars, see, I don't hate Oscars, but I probably would never keep one. Well, that's not true either, because the wild caught ones that Corey caught when he was in Peru, or wherever down there, I don't know where he got them exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was Peru. Those ones look really cool.
Quingali, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it reminds me of Ferngully. How about the Chinese algae eater? Hate is a really strong word, but yes, those are tough. They can be real jerks.
The heck's
They can be
going on
real
back there?
jerks.
Erotis, one of my first. Yeah, they are jerks for sure. I didn't mean hated fish. Fish you wouldn't keep. Definitely the common pleco, comet goldfish, sailfin plecos. Well, there's just a lot. We can just say a lot of catfish are going to make that list. Hey, buddy, come here.
What is it about a sailfin pleco specifically?
Oh, they just get huge.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just didn't realize.
They're probably like the second most common of the big plecos that are sold.
Too coolie for schoolie. I'll never keep Oscars. Yeah, I have 4 Oscars in 2 different tanks, and they definitely they require a different setup than the rest of my fish room, so it has been challenging. But they're definitely it can be one that people are like, nah. You gotta have a big enough tank.
I love my eroticically. Mine is pretty mellow as far as they go anyways. Growing up, I wasn't allowed a dog or a cat. I had a red-footed tortoise, and it was the best. I so want a red-footed tortoise. I hope some, maybe someday. But yeah, those are pretty cool for sure.
I'm sorry, I just read the chat all wrong.
Okay. Any suggestions on economic pre-made aquarium racking? I think we did a video on that when we went to the Goodwill. Wasn't there a rack there that we might have shown?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pre-made aquarium racking, like specifically for aquariums, or things
Economic,
that you can make, like, because you can get those like wire shelvings, and as long as each shelf
Okay.
holds enough pounds that your aquariums would be. There's lots of people that use those. If you have smaller aquariums like Nanos setups like I did, you can get pieces of furniture from the Goodwill or thrift stores and stuff that can work as a racking system for your tanks.
I would say that's not an area where you want to go cheap.
No, you definitely want to make sure,
Get out, come
and
on.
even overboard in
Come on.
terms of what it can hold. That was short-lived.
I don't like snails. Oh man, I love snails. Listening to the froggies, watching the fireflies and horses, swatting the mosquitoes, waiting on the cicadas.
That sounds lovely.
Cicadas are weird, man.
It is a
Weird.
weird noise.
Interesting. Oh, there it is. The notification popped up. I was like, interesting. Desertfish says, go to the Portland Zoo and I can get you a behind-the-scenes tour. I have family there.
Ooh.
That could be doable. That's only 3 hours away. Would I keep a peacock eel? Sure. I'd rather have like a fire eel, but sure.
Oh, Zen just linked the Goodwill video. I don't remember if we got the racking system in the Goodwill video. One of the videos was hard to do because we had to wear masks and they had music on. So we couldn't talk, but we did find some in the furniture section in one place.
Yeah, that video, I didn't even think about it when we were in the store, but then I went to edit it. I'm like, I'm going to get like 100 copyright strikes on this thing. So it really didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but that's all right. That happens. Keep reptiles in New Zealand are impossible to get, and there's only like 8 species to keep. I feel like there's a lot of restrictions there. Just kidding about the last super chat? What?
The only thing I would never keep is owls. You can blame Animal Planet's lost tapes Owlman episode.
Just kidding about the last super chat. Did I miss something?
Thanks. Wow. I didn't see one.
I don't know. Now I gotta come over here and scroll up.
There's so many different places to look. You gotta be a real pro.
Regina Phalanges, $1.32. I don't know. Regina, thanks for the $25, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Whoa.
Chat's back. What animal am I afraid of? I can't think of any.
I'm not afraid of any particular animal. I will say that I don't like being startled. So while I'm not like afraid of like mice or rats or anything, like things jumping out at you when you're
What's
not
that?
expecting it, not my jam.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that if I were in the woods and a bear or a cougar or something were to come at me, I would most definitely be afraid. But just basic fear, I don't have an animal fear. I have a very odd phobia though.
Oregon, more like Boregon. What are you gonna say? I mean, you just put that one up on a pedestal for me to ask.
Nah. I was just trying to think because what the term of it was, like, because the phobia's got a name. I can never remember what the actual like obia it is. But
Are you afraid of water?
no,
Oh, that would be funny.
that would be very ironic.
I'm not afraid of Bigfoot. When I meet him, I'm pretty sure we'll be buddies.
But Bigfoot's a little bit different than a bear, but yeah, hopefully. Maybe he's not. We don't really know.
I can't keep up with the chat.
Yeah, right there with you.
There's only 270 people here. Normally, when there's like 400 or 500, that's when it starts getting a little crazy. If I ever get up to those numbers again, I'll probably put on the slow chat.
Like you can put it on slow?
Yeah, so people can only say one comment every 60 seconds.
Oh, weird.
Like each individual person. Not like every 60 seconds there's one comment.
It's hard to keep up. It helps when it's
Afraid
highlighted.
of bamboo shrimp?
I love bamboo
That's what you
shrimp.
should be apologized for, being afraid of bamboo shrimp.
What?
They're so peaceful. How could you be afraid of them? And they're just like, nom, 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 nom.
They're a
Get in
little
my
creepy.
mouth. That's what they do. They go, get in my
It could
mouth.
be a little creepy, I guess.
Actually, they say, get in my gut. Because they're like,
Yeah, throwing it at themselves, yeah. I think they're cool looking with their little feelers, but I can see how that would creep people out.
cephalopod, huh? Cephalopod. I'm utterly disgusted by cow udders. Anyways, bamboo shrimp
I've had
are
to
a
milk
little
a few
creepy.
cows and goats in my day.
My weird phobia is swimming and getting tangled in seaweed and drowning. I cannot go swimming where there is seaweed. What about in lakes where there's like fallen trees and branches and rivers? Same thing.
I definitely would say that I wouldn't, like, I think about that in going into lakes and stuff. Like, definitely want to avoid that type of area, but that's not my phobia per se.
See, now Mothman, I don't know if Mothman and I would be buddies, but Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
I'm not afraid
I'm
of.
afraid of my own screams.
I'm not afraid
That
of,
could be a little
of
scary.
swimming because I can breathe underwater. I'm like Mel Gibson.
Right.
Imagine a 5'10" bamboo shrimp. Imagine cooking that boy up over the fire. Be a lot of meat.
A 10-foot long.
5'10" bamboo shrimp.
5'10", that's a big shrimp.
Sounds like that's gonna feed a lot of people to me. Anyways, hello from Wisconsin. Hello, Wisconsin. Get in my belly. Yeah, see, Christine knows bamboo shrimp are the bomb. I agree.
I haven't, I started with the Neos and love them. And then recently he gave me some crystal shrimp. And I am obsessed with those
Still alive?
guys. Yeah.
Nice.
Even the baby.
See, they're not hard to take care of.
I was
people,
shocked.
People freak out over them. Red crystal shrimp are super hardy.
Yeah. And then now I would like to try the bamboo shrimp.
Do you like goblin sharks? I don't know what that is.
I don't know that one.
Have I ever bred pseudomcgill before? Never, like, purposely trying. I've had them spawn. I've had fry, but it's like 1 or 2 fry will show up randomly, but never specifically.
Too coolie for schoolie. Heights. Heights, man. Heights. Shudder. Yeah, heights definitely don't love them, but not a phobia per se.
My biggest fear, I will not get my weekly dance. Help me, Bob. I'll dance with anyone. I don't give. Whatever. Dancing's great. Are there
I love
any
to
rainbow
dance.
fish that you are not a fan of? No. Even boring Australian rainbow fish that no one else likes, I love. I love them all.
Tori,
getting
my
way out in
phobia
front
was
of you.
heights, so I learned how to rappel. I think because I slid back, hiding. Yeah, that's actually the way to get around your phobias, or to get over your phobias, is to face them. Face your fears. You do things enough times, eventually it becomes something that you don't think about like that.
To increase your comfort zone, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Anyways, does Hawaii have tropical freshwater fish? Yes, and Jimmy Gimbal, Jimmy Swisky, whatever his name is now, has a collecting wild tropical fish in Hawaii video. And I'm not at my keyboard, so I cannot click or link it. But if you look up Jimmy Gimbal and
this bug.
look at his channel, he has collecting fish in Hawaii.
I lost my spot.
Dead air! Dead air!
Does Hawaii have tropical freshwater fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like animals that don't even exist?
Yeah.
How would I know they don't exist?
I love I would love if unicorns were real. That'd be my jam.
Mermaids.
Of course. Of course, you go mermaids.
My phobia is shellfish of all kinds. I buy whole crabs to break down when I cook and try to overcome my fear. I know they're dead, but I still freak out every time.
I just about lost a finger to a crab one time, so I could see how that's a
Uh-oh.
legitimate fear. Ooh, crash, bang.
That's why we weren't letting him out.
It's crazy out there.
There he is right there. Jimmy Gimbal. Click on his channel. There's Royal Plecos, Corys, Swordtails, Mollies, Wallabies. I think he caught a wallaby in his net
Yeah.
when he was going for a swordtail.
So my weird phobia is I have a fear of vomit. Right? No, yeah, I was thrown up on when I was an infant, and my dad had a very weak stomach and threw up around me a lot as an infant, doing all of the gross things that us babies did. So it created a lifelong fear of that. But that whole conquering your fear thing, I learned that by I became a bartender later in life. So I found my way through it for the most part. Still
What
don't love it,
The crux.
but I would get like I jumped out of a moving car when someone was throwing up one time. I've passed out. I've fallen down the stairs. I've had some weird reactions when I was
Well, at
younger.
least now I
so I
know
had to get
how
over it.
to get rid of you.
Yeah.
My dogs are fine. They just knocked over their dog gate wrestling.
Yeah.
That's all. And now they're afraid to come over here because they would have to step on the dog gate.
That's a very comforting noise. 'Cause
Good
that
job,
would be happening
Stoop.
at my house. Somebody's over there pouting.
Mm-hmm.
Braxton.
I had an octopus crawl up my leg swimming in the sound. That would be pretty sweet.
I'm not a sympathetic puker. Definitely
Who
not a
doesn't have a
sympathetic
fear
puker.
of vomit? I don't care about vomit.
Yeah, people definitely like nobody likes it. It's hard to explain.
Well, it's
it
clearly
was next level.
disgusting, but
It's next
I'm not
level.
afraid of it.
Yeah.
Just wash it off. What's the bracket in the background? Oh my god, the bamboo shrimp are attacking. We need to make a corny bamboo shrimp horror movie. Like bamboo shrimp versus Godzilla. Oh god, now I gotta start whining again. You knocked it over.
I think,
Pick
is
it
it just
up.
because I'm here? Am I throwing off the routine? They're extra loud.
God damn, you didn't get here
I'll
early
be
enough.
in Kauai in November.
Hawaii is so cheap right now.
Kauai is beautiful. That's that's the only island I think I've been to.
I saw Yellow Tang on sale on Facebook for $150. I mentioned it at an LFS and they said Hawaii has shut down collecting them. LFS are selling them for $250 each now. Wow.
Wow.
Pretty sure Jimmy meant what he meant. Sure. I'm sure he meant what he's meant to. I'm a sympathetic. What's a sympathetic puker?
When someone pukes, you puke.
Oh, so you have a gag reflex.
I don't have that part. And I am not someone, in all of my 20s or high school years or whatever, I have only puked from drinking one time.
When I would water change my red-eared slider tank, the water would splash into my mouth. Yeah, okay, that's pretty gross.
Ugh. Okay,
a
I'm
dirty
sorry. My
animal.
phobia has taken this stream on a bad direction. We'll move away from that.
Anyways, that's enough puke talk. We've gone
Oh,
somewhere.
I thought
don't
that was
think we've
puke. It's turtle water. Okay, yeah, that's
we've
different.
gone somewhere we've never gone on the stream. Let's try to curtail that and turn around.
Someone asked earlier, we didn't get a chance to answer the question, one thing you don't know about me and one thing I don't know about you, what that would be. That might be it. I don't think we've covered that ground until tonight. What's one thing I don't know about you? You have to balance it out now.
No, you have to tell me what you don't know about me.
Well, I thought it was the other way around. How would I tell you something I don't know about you?
I don't know how old you are. I don't know that about you.
I am 33.
Should I automatic water change? I'm going to put plumbing in my fish room. I mean, if you have a lot of tanks, I would automatic water change. So how's everyone doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah,
say.
it's no wonder we've
So,
dropped about 40 viewers since we
so sorry.
with the puke talk.
Yeah, see, that's why I tried not to go there at first. I should have just went with it.
See, it's really like people get angry, but the chat is taking us there. We're not doing it.
Sorry.
Have you bought any new epistles lately? Oh, one more thing, please don't forget the weekly dance music.
Yeah, we haven't had any technical difficulties to create the dance music.
Not yet, till you start puking.
Not a simple.
No, we haven't got any epistles lately. At least, I mean, I haven't. I'm pretty sure you haven't.
I haven't. No, we have some quadruple, triple reds downstairs that are growing out, but that's it right now.
If you had to, which fish in your rooms would you? What? If you were stuck for a month in your fish room? Oh, eat. Which fish would I eat? Probably guppies.
Oh.
Just because there's a million of them.
Somebody said, where'd it go? The dog's staring into your eyes only to be ignored. Don't let him fool you. He's practically in my lap right now. And when he's at my house, he does this all the time to get whatever he wants. And it works. So.
Too far, Jimmy. Too far.
Yeah, that's
Any such thing as a sympathetic sharder?
it might
Yeah.
be. But,
Come on, Jimmy. This isn't your stream.
Gross. Living in Central Washington, the allergies are really bad. Thankful for meds. I just chortled. Haven't heard that word forever.
I don't even know what that is. I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, too far.
So, anyways,
Fish questions.
what's the difference between triple, quad, and super red Cacatoides apistos? Just how many of their fins have the red on them?
Yeah, just how many?
A quad, all their fins should have red on them.
I think, yeah, triple is 3 out of the 4, right?
Can you treat blue rams with salt? Yes. I know they are sensitive fish. Yes. I would have no problems treating them with salt. Obviously, I wouldn't just throw in like a gallon. But yeah, absolutely. Guppy pizza instead of anchovies? Well, if I had pizza, I wouldn't be eating fish out of my fish room.
My husband is a big anchovy fan. He asks for
That's
extra
gross.
anchovies every time. I preferred them in my aquarium alive, personally.
Any new Get Outdoors videos coming up? I think Jimmy messaged me right before the stream about going camping, but I didn't read it. I just saw the word camping, but I haven't read it yet. Chortled is snorted, chuckled?
Yeah. I snort when I laugh, so I guess
Yeah.
I chortle.
I got it on camera too.
It's the allergy thing helps. It gives you that nasally effect you need for a good snort.
Hawaii video was awesome. So envious of you traipsing around breathtakingly beautiful forests and waterfall.
That sounds lovely.
Try to put 15 dwarf neon rainbow fish, 3 Bolivian rams, and 1 bristlenose plecos, and 5 cories into what? Into what, Connor? You guys are awesome.
Tiffany White is here. Hi, Tiffany.
Oh, is she? We were talking about Tiffany White earlier.
Yes.
For some reason.
I was mentioning your bravery with shipping.
What's your
I'm
favorite
excited though.
animal that is extinct? Saber-tooth tiger.
That's a tough one. I'm terrible at these questions. I'm not somebody that has like a favorite movie or a favorite song or a favorite color or a favorite anything. So when someone asks me these, like, pick that one thing.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Months ago, Bob recommended frittatas to me. I'm so glad you did. I bought really young ones, and I've watched them
Snortle,
grow
yes.
into amazingly beautiful, active fish. Oh, yeah. Soon we go frittatas, you cannot go wrong.
I really got to get my little rainbows out of the pond and up into a tank so I can appreciate them.
Been lurking, and now I'm watching. Well,
Oh.
thanks for joining the conversation, Tiffany.
Welcome, welcome.
Rams and rainbow tank suggestions. Like what kind of suggestions? What do you mean? Plant suggestions, other fish suggestions?
You're rubbing off on Jimmy, apparently.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
He's always been just as bad as me. Always. Will rummy nose tetras breed well in an outdoor tub? Yes, absolutely. If they're happy.
Yeah.
Any egg scatter will breed in an outdoor tub. You have to find a way to save the eggs because they will eat their own eggs. All the fish I listed earlier in a 29-gallon, that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to me. It might be too much. You might be doing a lot of water changes. So I would definitely make sure you keep testing your water and just keep checking it because you're gonna have a pretty high bio load. Would I keep a giant tortoise at home? Nope. I don't have the weather for that.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one around here.
Zen Ginger, we think alike. I really do blame him. Before I get to Washington, I didn't even know English. He didn't know. I have introduced him to a lot of really good words, though, that he didn't know. That I cannot say on the stream.
As a former bartender, I learned some very good words as well.
Tasmanian tiger? How's the Mata turtle? I ask her every day and she never answers.
Who?
My Mata turtle. Jimmy's Mata turtle. I say, how you doing?
Oh.
She never answers.
I thought you were saying it was at somebody's house. I was like, when did you move the
I'm pretty
turtle?
sure it's still alive. It hasn't moved in about 6 months, but sometimes I poke it to make sure it's still alive.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm just kidding. It's doing well, Jimbo. It's doing well. Waiting to come home still. Guppies are extinct in their endemic population range. Should I drill tanks and add an overflow system to my rack with separate sump and automate the water changes from the sump? I mean, that's all personal preference. If I did auto water changes, I wouldn't use a sump. I would just overflow everything right out the door.
I, right now, just water change everything right out the door.
Right out the drain.
Ooh, my girlfriend just brought me an apple turnover, and I love her just a little bit more. Yes, food is the way to my heart, too, and I am very hungry.
It's
That
like
sounds
Kevin's dog from
delicious.
The Office. Yep, it is. So stinky. So stinky. Passenger pigeon. How cool would it be to see a flock of birds that takes hours to pass over?
I think I'd be really cool to see as long as you're not watching it from right above you.
Papa Shrimp says, are you going to be in Orlando? No, I am hoping to go to Miami, though. Want to go to Miami?
Welcome to Miami.
Welcome to Miami. I am hoping to go to Miami this year. No guarantees.
What's in Miami?
The American Live Bearers Association.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
When is it?
October, I think.
Ooh, that's a good time to go there. Not too hot.
Do you still have the Ferex gobies? I don't know which ones those are.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
Not ringing a bell.
The pistos will crossbreed.
Yep. Looks like somebody asked, oh, can you keep different varieties of pistos in the same tank like Borellii, Cockatoides, Agazizii? They will fight, but keeping the same type of a pistos in the same tank, they can fight as well. But they will definitely crossbreed. And if you don't care about that, then yeah, you can do it. It's definitely not in August. It is in October something. I was just looking it up yesterday. Aquashella in Orlando is the same time as the American Killifish Association is in Missouri that same weekend. And
Cool
that's
to see.
3 weekends away. And if I can somehow pull that off, I might go. Chances are very slim,
Ooh.
but I do kind of want to go.
It'd be fun to see. I don't travel nearly enough or go on vacation nearly enough.
August is a terrible time to visit Florida. I think that's when I went, was in August. But I was young, so I didn't care about the heat.
Have you seen a horse crossbreed with a zebra? Yes. BJ Palmer says Azores. Yes, Azores. I've worked actually with a Zorse or a Zonkey, a zebra mixed with a donkey.
That's a bucket list animal of mine is a zebra.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep, there was one for sale in Portland like a year ago for $3,000. But obviously, I don't have the means to keep it.
Yeah. Miles Ruby, hey Danny, is your husband watching the stream? Probably not. Probably not. Actually, no, he's definitely not.
He's not even home right now.
He's not home right now. He's at jiu-jitsu. And he'll be there for another hour, so.
Halloween Ashella, also in October in Dallas. I will also not be going to that one. Jimmy
Something I've
Crack
never heard of.
I don't care. Huh?
Halloween Ashella?
Aquashella, it's during like Halloween weekend,
Oh.
which is just ridiculous to me. My fish room will be a bedroom, so I'm going to use garbage cans as my water supply source. I could do 2-week water change automatically over the phone by turning on pumps. Now that sounds like technology.
That is awesome.
I can't believe we killed those pigeons. Who's we? I didn't kill them. You might have killed them.
Why was husband in quotes?
Yeah.
Probably because you never see him, but I talk about him. But he actually is in one of Bob's members only
He's
videos.
in the member intro video that anyone can go watch right now.
We don't share a lot on social media in general, so he definitely isn't front row center in this type of stuff either. But he exists, I promise.
I have a lot of feelings, and you hurt damn near every single one of them.
What?
So you're saying there's more for me to hurt?
How'd you hurt his feelings?
I don't know. He's sensitive.
I mean, you can be a little
Hey, don't hurt my feeling.
sensitive. Your feeling?
Yep.
Don't hurt yours.
I only have one feeling,
Your
so
one.
don't hurt it. It's not that bad here in Florida in August. 105, 99% humidity. Mosquitoes the size of bats and hurricanes. And don't forget the fire ants. There's lots of fire ants when I was there.
See, the closer I got to Florida, the bigger the bugs and stuff were, and I mean that was good. After there was so many bugs in Texas that were the size of frogs and all over your windshield and jumping out of the grass, and there's a lot of big stuff over there.
Hurricane Aquatics. Working from home has its perks, like catching this live stream. Hi from
So
Taiwan.
jealous.
That's another place I need to make it to one of these days.
I would love to go to Taiwan.
Mm-hmm. Yellow jackets
There's
too.
a lot of culinary influence from Thailand and Taiwan and China and Japan in
I wanna
my
go
house,
there.
so it's on our list to hit up some stuff over there.
I want to go there for burgers and pizza.
That sounds about right.
Fire ants and alligators too. I don't really care about alligators, but fire ants are annoying.
Yes. Ooh, those were bad.
Bob's last feeling just got hurt. Well, the good news is I don't got any left, so
It bounces back rather quickly.
yes, my feelings regenerate at twice the speed of a normal man.
Arlo's feelings do not bounce back very quickly. He's a rather sensitive soul.
Florida is America's basement, wet, filled with mold and strange bugs. The bugs here in Texas can play
yeah.
ball with your dog. Huge.
Yeah, they're big. And the frogs there, like just right out in the middle of nowhere. I just associate frogs with water. So to see them like hopping across the middle of a big lawn is bizarre to me. And big frogs.
Bigger than our bullfrogs?
Well, like just bullfrogs, but like out in the open like that. Usually you see them hopping into the water. Find a scorpion in your tank. I used to go scorpion hunting in Oregon.
We have them here too.
I know, but
But they're just, I mean, they're like, who
I
cares?
had cousins in Bend, Oregon, so it was a big thing that we did when we would visit.
You have a cousin named Ben?
Nope.
BJ Palmer, all good, just melting.
Yeah.
I want to go to Eastern Asia. I want to go to Eastern Asian for the barbecue. Maybe for the burgers. Dobie knows, yep, always. Consider the Godzilla vs. Bamboo Shrimp meme done and posted to the co-op's forum. Oh, now we're going to have to go look up that.
Oh, what? Where do you see that?
It's highlighted.
Oh, sorry.
Amateur. Jeez.
I am.
Excuse me.
Openly.
Wife will pre-treat my water with measured amounts. I'm going to run plumbing into the bedroom for water changes. Wait, so you're going to have
What?
55-gallon drums and plumbing?
Interesting.
I'm in New York. Most of our bugs are human. That's true. Same with Seattle.
Big bugs. Roaches, yes.
I got roaches downstairs. Do you want to see them?
I know you have roaches.
Oh.
And you let them all escape, so they're everywhere.
Shh. Actually, I don't worry about that anymore. It's been winter. They
It's
did
been
not.
neutralized.
They did not survive through the winter. I didn't let them escape. It was an accident.
Ah, somebody's got a pisto baby.
Ooh! Oh my God! I just noticed my pistos bred. There's little babies.
I'm in a bit of a baby lull in my fish room, so I miss little fry
Well, come here. I
babies.
don't know what you're crying about. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. There.
Hurricane Aquatics. Oh, I thought that was a hurricane.
I need to order a 12-inch Phoenix Stingray. What about the 12-inch Planted Plus clip-on light? Maybe look at that one too, because that's a really sweet light.
Especially if you only need one that small.
Yep. Waiting to go to work in Utah on my way to Grandview, Washington, practically in your neighborhood. I live in Southwest Florida.
Oh. Wait, Utah, Washington, Florida. There's a whole, you all. I've been everywhere,
What?
man. I said Utah, Washington, and Florida in one. Waiting to go to work in Utah on my way to Grandview, Washington, practically in your neighborhood. I live in Southwest Florida. Lots of
4
places.
out of 31 fishes died from ick.
Ooh.
That's not terrible, to be honest.
That's
If
not
all
bad
of them had
odds,
ick
but-
and you only lost 4, that's not bad.
But if it's just 4 in, maybe, yeah, if you haven't started treating yet.
They're not whining about anything except not getting what he wants. That's it.
They would really prefer us to be out in the other room so that they could like have WWF SmackDown in the middle and have us watch. That's their favorite thing.
ICX works fast. Yep. Yep. It's a great medication for sure.
And dinner.
Icex is a great dinner.
Sorry, no, that's what they're whining for. Someone said, "Are the
No,
puppies waiting on dinner, Bob?"
there's
Mine
one-
whine at that time.
There's one whining because no one is playing with them. I'm wanting some wild-caught mollies after watching a scuba video in Mexico. Lots of cool... Oh my gosh. Okay. I gotta go take care of that. It's too much now.
I'm so
Oh,
good
that's
at I
the
can
other
tune
one.
just about any noise out.
What?
I'm good at tuning noise out. I don't
What?
even really. I don't know.
She doesn't get it.
He can't do it. He has to do something about it. I also whine relentlessly when I want attention, right? Sometimes. I'm easy at ignoring it, but that gets you what you need 9 times out of 10. Baby fish are always fun, even when it's just more guppies. I agree. I'm sure I've got some baby fish right now. I've got some baby cories, but it's more like they've just been growing out for a little while, so. I get more when I have more floaters, especially in the tubs.
Floaters?
Floating plants.
Oh.
Oh, don't break it! Don't break it!
All right, what'd I miss?
We were talking about, someone said I also whine relentlessly when I want attention. We were talking about baby fish.
Danny, do you have dogs too?
I do. I have 2 dogs personally. And then my sister moved in and she has 2 dogs. And my mother-in-law lives in the other house on our property and she has 2 dogs. So we have 6 dogs.
It's about
Always
to get
dogs.
crazy. Baby fish, do. So anyways,
Puppy time all the time, yes.
gone
Always
way
the
off the
dogs.
rails here.
If you saw my recent comment, check a description of the pistogramma species groups on Tomseed. Oh,
Well, that's for Dan to figure
That's
out.
for Dan.
Dan can try to
Wrong
decipher
Dan,
that.
sorry. Danny has a pack of dogs. Yes, I do. There's lots of packs of things at my house.
I love Icex, but all my silicone and clear air hose are blue. Years later, thank God for black airline tubing.
Yeah, that is the down.
If you use it enough, yep. I got 30 dogs at home. Yeah, right.
30? Wow.
Yeah, right. Roaches don't survive a minimal temperature. Turn off water for a week. Cut electricity and heat, and let the house freeze. No more roaches. Now, bed bugs.
Ooh, 2 fish out of 30 in a 75-gallon community tank have gill flukes. I medicated the entire tank with 2 sessions of Pro. Should I pull them now and put them in a hospital tank?
I would, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would still probably treat the bigger tank as well.
Yeah. I haven't experienced gill flukes specifically, but
Oh, Dan Leach. Okay, yeah. About putting multiple species of apistos in the same tank.
that's probably where the
Yep. Yeah, I know what you're talking
crossbreeding.
about. Carol Cox with a
conversation
$5 super chat says stocking ideas for a 300-gallon
Ooh.
outdoor tub.
That's a great question. What are we going to do out in the 300-gallon this year?
I'm gonna do rainbow fish again.
Are you?
Rainbows and apistos again.
Which ones?
That I haven't decided on yet.
I ordered the plug, so we can get that
Probably
started.
Sicuensis rainbows.
Oh,
'Cause I've got a nice giant colony of them.
nice. Do you want to do the apisto, or not the apistos, the cories back out there too?
Yep, pepper corridoras still.
We got babies out of there, and there's a couple long fins in, so I think we'll get some hybrids.
Oh my god, get out of here. Go. 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 Go.
I saw someone ask a question. What is your most expensive animal, Danny?
Horse?
Horses, by far. I will work my life away to take care of those things.
My most expensive animals are zebra plecos. My most expensive animals are definitely my dogs.
Yeah.
The feeding bill is very high.
But horses can be very expensive to purchase outright. But I have
Wait,
4.
we forgot stocking ideas for the $300.
Okay.
Or 300 gallon. So
Sorry.
my next video is going to be very relatable to you, Carol, so watch out for that. But I would do rainbow shiners, personally myself.
Yeah. We might be getting some rainbow shiners. Maybe, sorta.
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out what to do differently in a couple of my ponds this year, too.
I got snubbed by one company, and I had to pull the, do you know who I am? I will bury you if you don't sell me these fish. So,
And it worked.
yep. You know, they didn't realize who I was. I was like, kind of a big deal. You don't want to make me mad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, purchase cost alone. Horses are definitely expensive, but I got actually a few of my horses for free. So altogether, I got a pretty good deal, but it's the maintenance that's for sure expensive.
I will say pick fish that are easy to remove if they're not going to overwinter in good old West Virginia. Or if you don't want to remove them, pick natives that will overwinter. Or, you know, white clouds or right fish. Just, it's a pain breaking down tubs in the fall. Especially with small fish. Like I don't think I'll ever do shrimp out in outdoor tubs again, because trying to save like every shrimp in the fall is really annoying.
I haven't taken my shrimp out of the ponds. They're still in there.
Stocking suggestions for a 30,000 gallon tank. Your mom.
A $30,000 tank?
Gallon.
Oh.
Why are Shelleys expensive since they are easy to breed? Because only Multis and Similis are easy to breed. When you start getting into other Shelleys, they become more difficult to keep the fry alive, just because of like Multis and Similis will colony breed, whereas like Gold Ocelotus will not colony breed, so they will get murdered if you don't remove the fry, and it happens very quickly. So once you notice that they spawn, you pretty much have to remove the mom and the eggs almost immediately, or if they hatch, you have like a day or two to get them out before the other males will kill them. So that's probably why. I mean, Multis are only like $9, usually $6 to $9. So they're not expensive, but definitely the other ones are going to be more expensive.
Alex, common dolphin, yeah. If a 30,000 gallon tank is really a thing, I would say I would get species of fish that are big and get a big school of them.
No way. I'd get like 10,000 rainbow fish.
That would be cool to see too.
Your mom, a legit answer to any question. If I had a 30,000 gallon tank, I would fill it with dojo loaches. Nice. I would do coolie loaches. A billion coolie loaches. How hot can white clouds go? I want to know if I could over summer them in Australia. You know, I don't know. I never worried about it here, so I've never looked it up.
My tubs got up into the 80s. I'm sure at one point they experienced 90, but for the most part they stayed 70s to 80s over the summer, but I don't know how hot they could go. I know they could go pretty cold, very cold.
Wow, Seeple says I can't do outdoor ponds. I live in Ontario. The pond season is like a day. It's very short there. It's short here in Washington too,
Yeah.
depending on the fish. So every year I just go colder and colder fish.
Yeah, this year I'll be leaving the ponds outside, so I need to keep fish in there that will overwinter. Danny, was the litter of kittens deliberate? No. I can't quite catch it in time. I brought home a stray cat, and let's just say it's been all downhill from there. But if anyone needs a kitten, please send them my way.
Hurricane Aquatics says I kept white clouds in 32 degrees Celsius in Taiwan, and they lived 4 years plus. That's pretty
Wow.
warm.
It's pretty good.
30,000 gallon tank, beta sorority. It would still probably fail. Oh man.
Zen, my first horse ever, was an Arabian. He was temperamental to say the least, but very pretty gait. Yeah, I think you can just about use that as the disclaimer for most Arabians. They're saucy, as I like to call it. Very pretty though.
Saucy.
Saucy. Spicy.
What choice do you prefer? Freshwater lobster, crayfish, crab, or shrimp?
To eat or to keep?
I don't know. I would say lobster to eat, shrimp to keep.
We do a lot of crabbing here in the summer, my family specifically. We've done shrimp a few times.
Nano Fish Tanks Sri Lanka says white clouds breed here in Sri Lanka, can tolerate high temps around 35 degrees Celsius. Snowed yesterday in Alberta. I'm so jealous. I miss snow.
I am ready for summer.
I love the sun, but I miss snow.
I would love the snow if it were a good snow, where it was like a powdery, like snowboard ski town type snow. But we get that crappy snow that has ice on top and goes away in a short time and turns brown and gray. It's just not pretty.
Oh, guess what?
What?
It's been 2 hours.
Oh, it's been over 2 hours.
I know.
Nobody warned us.
That was a very quick stream. Very
So
quick
fast.
stream. Boop.
Yes.
Had a
That was fun,
Missouri
though.
Fox Trotter. Best who's ever.
Gated horse. Yep, they have a specific, like a Cadillac, very comfy gait. I could go all night talking about horses. That's a whole
why I'm
other
going to end it
topic.
right now.
So yes, we should probably end it now. But one of these months we'll do a stream about other types of animals.
She'll be
maybe.
back in 4 weeks.
Yeah, that seems to be my
Once a month. She
schedule.
committed to once a month.
I told him I can come on every couple of weeks. He told me I could come on more than that, but I don't want to oversaturate you guys, so I can come hang out.
Yeah, it's
once
2
a
hours.
month.
2 hours. That's too much. 2 hours.
But thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us and asking me questions. And sorry I derailed it a few times, but that was fun.
That's pretty typical for the stream.
Yeah, I guess it's on par of the course.
So, yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks to the mods and the super chatters and the
Yes.
subscribers,
Thank
of course.
you.
And the lurkers and the non-subscribers. What are you doing with your life? If you're watching a fish live stream, then you should probably subscribe to a fish channel.
That's where it starts. Just come on in.
Do a 24-hour stream. I've been thinking about doing an 8-hour stream.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I've never done one. I think the longest is 5.5 hours. But I don't know. I feel like I'd have to have a reason, like some sort of marathon
I don't know if
something.
I wouldn't be able to sit still that long.
Yeah, it'd be tough. You'd have to have guests for sure,
Yeah.
like come and go or something. I don't know. But anyways,
Baby
I think
steps.
it would be fun. Yeah.
But thank you, everybody. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me. We'll be back.
Yep.
Him next week. Me in a couple